Did you know that the first American flag that Betsy Ross ever sewed was made from industrial hemp? Now, as we have talked about before, hemp was a more important product crop at that time. It was talking about colonial times, sails, rope, all kinds of things. They were made clothing. They were made out of hemp. You can grow it anywhere. You can take these seeds and plant them almost anywhere. So, in celebration of that achievement, a flag made out of hemp was flown over the U.S. Capitol building on about 9 years ago on July 4th, 2013. Now, per Capitol rules, all flags flown over the building must be made in the United States. This particular flag was made in Colorado. This is kind of like launching this thing that was happening. This thing was sort of bubbling up at the time, which would lead to the 2014 Farm Bill that was sponsored by, at the time, he was a Democratic representative of Colorado, Jared Polis, but he is now the governor, and he helped author the 2014 Farm Bill. So that flight of that flag, 7/4/2013, marked the first time in more than 80 years that a flag made from hemp was flown over the U.S. Capitol, which says that this was probably a pretty common thing at one point in time. Like most of those flags, probably between the time that Betsy Ross made the original one till 80 years ago. That's what 2019, 20 something, or 40 something. That then so I don't know, that to me that says that maybe all those, I have to look into that, but so I'm kind of jumping around here, but nonetheless, I thought that was a pretty interesting fact. That's pretty cool. So this quote by Jared Polis, I said, many of our founding fathers, including Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, grew hemp. Many of the very first American flags were made from hemp cloth. So there's a real tie to our country's history and the important role industrial hemp played in our agriculture and in our country. So we're going to say thank you to Jared Polis and your contribution. And not only are you just giving us lip service, but you're actually leading the state of Colorado, which is one of the largest producers of, not to say hemp, but cannabis, hemp and cannabis. So thank you very much and for your contribution to our culture. And that's it for today's Did You Know? We'll see you next week with another one.